This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Welcome to Usapang Bayan. Ako po si George Chua, kasama ang aking co-host na si Rich Marquez. Pag-uusapan po natin ang mga mahahalagang pangyayari at issue na kinaharap ng ating bansa.
Makakasama po natin sa gabing ito ang founder ng Safety Riders Training Center, Mr. Arnel Doria. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good evening, Arnel.
Good evening, George. Good evening, Rich. Thank you for inviting me to the show.
Well, sa mga ating televiewers, alam niyo po, si Arnel po ay isang motoring veteran yan. Marami na siyang iba-ibang brand na pinagdaanan at hanggang ngayon, kahit na-retired na siya, nasa motoring pa rin ang pinag-uusapan natin. So maybe I can turn over the floor to Arnel and he can give a little background about himself, his involvement in the motoring industry, as well as his current advocacy.
Okay, thank you, George, Rich. I started my career in the car industry, actually, the auto industry, way back in 1987 pa, when I joined Honda Philippines motorcycle company. And we did some preparation to bring in the cars. So when we brought in the Honda cars in 1991, I was assigned to the new company. And since then, I was in the auto industry. And way back around 2008, I was looking at how our company was performing because we were selling a lot of cars at the time. The car industry was growing. And my observation is that, when you buy yung Xerox machine, yung photocopy machine, they will not let you go away until turuan kanilang gumamit ng photo machine kasi mahirap din siyang gamitin. Now I realized, when I was looking at the accident data, yung mga bumibili ng sasakyan, motorcycle at saka cars, trucks, once you pay your vehicle, they give you the key and bahala ka nang iuwi,
Bahala ka na sa buhay mo.
Oo. Sabi ko, and then there were a lot of accidents na nakakamatay talaga. And then, nag-isip-isip ako, the cars, the motorcycles are actually, if they are handled by the wrong hands, they're actually lethal. I mean, sabi ko, bakit yung baril na isa-isa lang pinapatay niyan before you get one, the license, before you get a license, napakahigpit. Pero sa sasakyan, ang dali-daling kumuha ng lisensya. In fact, di ka nga marunong magmaneho, may lisensya ka na
So, inaayos na yata nila ngayon.
So yun yung naging observation ko at the time. So by 2008, na-convince ko ang principals namin. And that was when we put up a big driving school somewhere in Bikutan na pinattern namin after the Rainbow School in Japan and
We're talking
Singapore.
about motorcycle.
It's both motorcycle and cars. So it's about 2.5 hectares na nilagyan ng simulated roads with traffic signs and traffic lights.
Is that the one dun sa South Superhighway that you can
Yes,
see?
that's the one in South Superhighway. So tinayo yon in the 2008 and now it's still ongoing. Nagtuturo sila. So that's how from automotive industry, from motorcycle to cars, and then to teaching safety driving. And now I'm into the advocacy of the road safety na.
Sir, I observed po na yung logo ng safety riders ay inverted triangle. And in the previous interview, you said it signifies give way. How important is giving way in our traffic and motoring situation in the
Okay,
country?
a backbone kasi ng road safety, yung courtesy. Even if you don't know the rules, but if you're courteous, you will avoid a lot of collision or accident, courtesy, di ba? So, sa Pilipinas kasi, a lot of us have been abroad, so we observe how other people drive abroad, even Filipino OFWs. Pero pagdating ng Pilipinas, ang driving kasi dito, kung sinisiga, mauna di ba? So, patapangan dito So, may pecking order.
Oo.
So, nakita ko yon na sabi ko, no, one way to solve our problem in the Philippines in terms of road safety, if we can practice yung courtesy through giving way. And that is the inverted triangle. This is the international sign. So if we practice give way, especially in the intersection where a lot of collisions happen, ang dami nang mababawas sa atin dyan.
Well, talking about motorcycle safety, no? I agree that kailangan talaga ang road courtesy aside from the usual knowledge of road rules and regulations, signages and things like that. Can you say something about those recent events na, for example, yung mga MMDA personnel mismo ang nahuhuling, let's say, nagda-drive ng motorcycle na walang helmet, at kung minsan makikita naman natin kung saan pa ma-traffic, nandoon nakalagay yung kanilang, nakabalandra yung kanilang mga motorsiklo na nagpapasikip pa sa lalong masikip nating kalye. What are your comments in those issues?
Well, in the past kasi marami ring mga personnel ng MMDA ang tawag natin pasaway, But, well, gladly, the current general manager, Tim Orbos, means business. And recently, nag-appoint sila ng isang disciplinarian na chairman, si General Lim. But you are right, about even government officials not following law. Ang dami nating batas sa Pilipinas. In fact, our RA 4136 and all the laws that we have enacted ever since, covered na halos lahat ng mga kailangan nating i-cover. Our problem is
Enforcement.
well, two things kasi yan. In road safety, may 3 E's tayo dyan, di ba? The education, the enforcement, and the yung infrastructure related to engineering. So, enforcement is one. But ang point ko naman lagi, like meron tayong distracted driving law ngayon. Ang point ko lagi in my case is, whether there is a law or not, you know it's not safe to drive looking at your cell phone.
Tama yan. Yung iba, nagte-text pa.
So, yung sarili mo mismo why do you need somebody to tell you it's wrong when you know it's wrong by yourself? And you still do it.
So, are you, well, first of all, I think aside from agreeing with what you said, palagay ko kailangan unang-una ay magpakita yung ating mga law enforcers
I think
na
yes.
sila mismo ay tumutupad sa kanilang mga palatuntunin.
Yes.
Dahil kasi napakasamang example nun na kung sino pa dapat ang manghuhuli sila mismo ay parang exempted ang gusto nilang mangyari
Take the case
sa
of
kanila.
MMDA. There have several hundreds of enforcers sa MMDA. But unfortunately, in the past, they lack also training on how to be enforcer. You cannot get somebody, give him a whistle, and enforcer ka na. And which a lot of LGUs are doing anyway. Kuha ka ng somebody, put a yellow shirt or orange shirt, enforcer ka na next day.
Parang ginagawa nilang livelihood program yun di ba?
Oo. Now, in the past years, itong MMDA, nagtayo sila ng Institute of Traffic Management, which they actually use to teach their enforcer. But a complete study to become an enforcer, dun sa interview ko sa kanila, will take you about 2 to 3 months to learn everything. Kasi it's not only yung go and stop ng traffic. You have to manage the flow Otherwise, buhol-buhol pa rin. And then what to do in case may mga konting fender-bender, how to deal with them, and so on So there is a complete course. Now, I'd like to ask the MMDA to continue this program and to use the ITM or the Institute of Management, not only for MMDA enforcers, but all the enforcers in the Philippines should be taught properly. Kasi otherwise, you get a barangay tanod, give him a whistle, he stands in the corner and pipito na lang siya kahit ano. And all the drivers na smart Alec will argue with him na anong violation ko. And they will end up quarreling. Sometimes nagsusuntukan sila sa kalsada.
What do you specifically do at Safety Riders, sir? I heard that you put utmost importance on the values formation of our motorcycle riders.
You did your research, ha? Well, ganito, admittedly, driving is much more than learning how to operate a vehicle. Kasi ang nakikita natin karamihan, if you know how to turn on a car, take a left turn or a right turn and use your brakes, driver ka na eh. That's more to it than the driving lang. And very important dito, yung knowledge mo on the rules and yung how to interact with other road users. And this is where the values we advocate because marunong na tayo magmaneho eh. But we are on the more on the offensive drivers eh, hindi defensive. Yung unahan, instead of magbigayan, nag-uunahan lagi yan. Pagdating sa kanto, ako muna yan, singit-singit muna ako. So when there are 2 lines, nagiging 3 lines, 4 lines pa nga yan eh, dahil gustong mauna. So dito namin pinapasok yung values formation. So we start our courses, lilecturean muna natin sila. In fact, we begin our lesson on how do you look at life eh? How do you value life? Because first and foremost, if you value your life, you will minimize your risk-taking on the road.
Well, actually maganda yung sinasabi nyo na kailangan magkaroon ng traffic training ang hindi lang tiga MMDA kung hindi pati yung mga barangay tanods o
Lahat
yung
ng
mga ibang
enforcers.
LGUs, no?
Yes.
But in connection with that, nakikita ko sa mga kalye natin, both national and local roads,
Yes.
na yung mga signages ko minsan walang international basis, no? Parang sariling invento yung signage, kaya napakahirap intindihin. Kung minsan naman makikita mo yung sign, parang iba yung kulay o iba yung itsura ng pagkagawa ng sign, hindi na conforming to international standards. At kaya siguro yung mga ibang foreigners na makakakita noon, hindi rin talaga maintindihan kung ano sinasabi noon.
Na-highlight yun when nagkaroon tayo ng MMDA chairman na pinauso niya yung mga pink signages. And then maraming mga Tagalog signs pa yan na may namatay na dito, nakakamatay ito, and so on. Yung road signs kasi, those are international. Wherever you go, pareho ang signs yan. In fact, the international signs, you don't need to put letters. These are all just diagram and everybody will understand.
Parang pictograms.
Pictogram yan. And even the color are standard. Yung red, the white, and the yellow. May gamit yan. Walang pink dyan or other colors. So, ngayon, dito sa Pilipinas, DPWH is the one in charge of putting up mga signages. Which they do sometimes, may mga budget sila dyan. In fact, we have a big road user tax to use para sa ganyan. Unfortunately, uncontrolled din ang mga road signs because anybody can put up a road signs on the road. Sometimes, stop. Tapos nakalagay sa ilalim, a brand of an alcohol na drink, ganyan. Don't drink and drive tayo, di ba? Pero ang gumawa ng road sign mo, gumagawa ng alak. And so on and so forth, di ba? So, minsan nalilito ka, ano ba road sign? Yung drink o yung stop? And then, pagdating ng eleksyon, lalagyan ng karatula ni mayor, ni konsihal. Pagdating mo ng kanto, asan ang road sign? Hindi mo na makita.
Distracted ka na.
Hanapin mo talaga asan ang road sign. And sometimes, some of our enterprising enforcers intentionally try to hide the signs to trap you into violation. And huli ka and you have to pay some money.
Well, we have to take a station break. Sa
Okay.
amin pong pagbabalik, makakasama pa rin natin si Safety Riders Training Center Foundation and my good friend, Mr. Arnel Doria.
Okay.
Please stay tuned.